My background really is writing for screen, for an academic audience, for a general audience, on 17th century witchcraft and magic and the beliefs that underpinned a society very different from our own. Most Haunted Live is really complementary to a lot of the work I normally do. It's great because you've got an interactive public, you get an immediate response. Sometimes when you're writing it's a very solitary, it's a very lonely occupation. Here, you know when you've hit and you know when you've missed, and you can see when little snippets of information strike home with an audience, when they see that things are interesting. But it's that human contact that makes it special and very different. It's great that we're able to spend Halloween in Lancashire. It's one of the great counties with a very rich and important history for the British Isles. Over the course of the week, I think the team have brought out a lot of stories that run parallel. We've got lots of themes in common. The idea of the Victorian age, that great period of the esoteric, of mediums, of the table tappers, of Madame Blavatsky, the rich theatrical background, just our setting here. It doesn't take that much imagination to take you back into Victorian times. What's been fascinating over the course of the week is to mix with people like Chris Conway, very grounded individuals, the kind of people you'd know from your own locality, your own street, and to see really that they're the direct inheritors of the Victorian mediums, the people who really fascinated Britain and captured its attention. And in that sense, it's part of a living history, a history of imagination and endeavour, and there's no better way to experience this than in a great Victorian music hall theatre. It all comes round again.
So, John, what period of history interests you most? Because where we are now goes back to, well, almost prehistoric times, of course, but the Druids, the Romans, and then onwards. What period are you most interested in?
I think, well, if I had to pick one, I'd go for the 17th century. The early modern period, the age of the Cavaliers and the Roundheads, the English Civil War.
But also the age of the witch trials.
That's right, exactly, because everything was up for grabs. You've got the breakdown, you've got Catholic, Protestant, the stirrings of Enlightenment, all in there. And you've also got to change over in the terms of the way people thought. And God was still with people every step of the way.
And of course people forget that scientists like Newton also believed in alchemy, a woman of great faith. And it was, I think I remember reading somewhere about the last time in human history where one person could know everything. You could be a scientist, an artist, a black magician, you could do everything.
That's it. That's the excitement of the age. I think you've hit it right on the head. And the frontiers of what was possible were really opening up for people with the printing press, with literacy. People could read the Bible in their own language. And that gave us the modern world, really.
Okay, thank you for being with us, John Callow. More work for you to do later on. For the moment, thank you, Dr. John Callow, ladies and gentlemen. And we turn now, well, to you guys, the men and women watching at home. You are vital to our operation, and the man in charge is going to tell you more. Here he is, Julian. Over to you, Julian Clegg.
Thanks very much indeed, Paul. Well, as we've been saying, this show is new this time, with new things going on for our audience here in the Winter Gardens, including 2 audience members tonight monitoring 4 CCTV cameras set up in the Winter Gardens. Let's say hello to Kerry Renshaw and Vicky Short from Sheffield. Hi, Kerry.
Hiya.
Good to see you. And you've already seen something, haven't you?
I can only describe it as though somebody's got a disco ball.
Right.
There's lots and lots of orbs, or what it appears to be orbs.
So look, keep your eyes peeled, will you please, for the rest of the evening.
I will do.
What about you, Vicky?
Just what we think are orbs.
I was asking you earlier why you like the show. It's interesting because you're waiting for something, aren't you?
Yeah, I just want to see something for myself.
Right, well maybe you will tonight. Keep an eye on those cameras. Thank you both, Kerry and Vicky. And messages already coming in. Good luck for the team. Let's mention a few here. John and Megan in Sheffield say good luck tonight to the whole team. Melanie, Sussex, Josh in Plymouth, Lisa from Letchworth, Danny from Nottingham. The list goes on. We love it when you get in touch on the show. How can you? Let me tell you. You can text now. Text the word screen and then your message and citing to 80889. Text costs 50p plus 1 text message at a standard rate. You must be over 18, by the way, to get in touch. And do say who you are and where you're from when you get in touch, because we want to know that. And of course the website is the place to go for the webcams, the interactive map and your messages, mosthauntedlive.net. And I'll leave you for the moment with some more thoughts about what's going to happen tonight. The Duchess will be guiding the team tonight, some of you said. Also prepare to meet the Duke. William and Mary will be names that come up in the investigation tonight, according to you at home. And an old lady will be asking for the team's help. And a final thought. Tonight, one of our viewers says, I feel there'll be a female tortured soul who's trapped and trying to get in contact with the team. I wonder, we'll find out. Paul, back to you.
Thank you, Julian. Thank you for your premonitions so far. Do keep them coming. I'm being told that Yvette Fielding and the team have arrived at the vigil location, so in a matter of moments things will start getting very hot and heated indeed. Most Haunted Live back after this.
This person I'm picking up, if you like, the person who's incarcerated, I'm feeling more and more. I see a woman locked up for a long, long time by a very powerful man.
Hello and welcome back to the Winter Gardens Theatre in Morecambe on the Lancashire coast. This is night 4 of an 8-night extravaganza of paranormal and parapsychological investigation. It's Most Haunted Live in quest of 8 faces of evil. Now the vigil starts in less than 10 minutes time. Yvette Fielding and the team are already at the location, but we began proceedings here on Saturday night with a Ouija board session. It dates back to Victorian times or maybe beyond. To find out more, we're going to take you back in time and give you the complete guide to the history of the Ouija board.
Talking boards, word boards, spirit board, they all mean one thing to paranormal investigators, a way of communicating with those on the other side. Generally, a board printed with the alphabet and numeric figures or numbers, with a small object to act as an indicator, to be navigated around the board. Many explanations have been offered for the meaning of the name Ouija, from translations of the word yes, the French oui, and German ja, to reputed links to the Moroccan city Oujda. It has already been claimed that the name was revealed during a Ouija session, claiming to be Egyptian for good luck. Ouija boards are widely believed to be highly dangerous if in the wrong hands or handled without care. Tales abound of people attributing accidents, deaths or disappearance to the use of a Ouija board. It has been claimed that if a figure of 8 is repeatedly given, an evil spirit is in control of the board. A fallen planchette or glass is said to let a spirit loose, and a movement to the 4 corners of the board may mean an evil spirit is present. Some even believe that the devil himself can use the board to control and ultimately destroy a person's life. At first his guidance will seem helpful, but it will soon lead to evil manipulation. One thing is for certain, if the board does indeed put any person in contact with the spirit world, it should be considered anything but a game and should not be practiced by anybody who does not understand what they are getting into.
And I'm joined now on stage by 3 vital members of the Most Haunted team. Please make them welcome. It's Brian Shepherd, medium clairvoyant and psychic artist, Phil Wyman, paranormal investigator, and demonologist and master of the black arts, well, knowledgeable about the black arts anyway, Fred Batt. Ladies and gentlemen. And I should start, Brian, and the team, by reminding people in the audience, if you see or sense or feel anything tonight, we would love to hear from you. Talk to either one of the team or anybody working here tonight if you sense anything happening in this building, because this seems to have been, Brian, quite an intense area for paranormal activity here.
It does, very much so, yeah. We've experienced so much here already, which has been terribly exciting, as you know. And I'm sure people, if they haven't been here, have been watching it on TV.
And we started with a Ouija board session. When you're involved in a Ouija board session, what do you feel? Are you channeling energies, or do people speak to you? Do you hear things? What happens?
It is just that. It is people speak. It's a way of communicating, of course, as we have just heard, with the deceased, with the spirit world. It needs to be done really, or I'll say it needs to be done really, by an experienced person that channels that energy to the people around the table, of course. Otherwise, other things could come through. We know how it works. You've seen how it works. It works with the alphabet, of course, and numbers from 0 to 9, and a pointer, a planchette, where one places one's hand on that ploughshare and waits. Normally, you would revolve that route, run that round in a circle, which is called heating up the board.
And then you ask questions. And Phil, of course, I suppose one of the other things that seems to happen, and we've seen it on most haunted libraries, sometimes the table itself starts to get involved and shake. Is there any logical explanation for what happens?